Hello, my name is Jim. This is my channel. Books, reading, and stuff. But you know that, right? So, why did I call it books, reading, and stuff? Books, because this is a bookish channel. I talk about books. I realize books can be an aesthetic thing, something pleasing to have. I'm not too bothered about the aesthetic look of the book. I'm more interested in the second thing, which is reading. This channel has always been about reading, about promoting reading, about talking about what I'm reading, asking what you're reading. I think reading is very important. I love reading and I want to tell people about that. I'm very interested in Daniel Pennack's The 10 Rights of the Reader. And stuff. I have a lot of stuff. You see these bookshelves behind me. There's a lot of stuff on these bookshelves. There's R2-D2 here. There's a Ukrainian flag. There were Georgian flags, but my grandkids have taken them. There's a dinosaur here eating a duck. There's a lot of toy cars. I collect little toy cars, too many of them. This is a Bugatti. This is Matchbox yesteryear model. It's not in the best condition. It's a bit chipped, but I like collecting these old cars. I first heard about BookTube through Katie Lumsden because I was reading Dickens at the time and wanted some more information about Dickens. Her channel was called Books and Things, so when I started this channel in 2020, I called it Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. So it's a bit like Books and Things. Books, because I'm talking about books. Reading, because that's what I'm interested in. And stuff, which allows for other things like talking about these little cars. So, what do I film? What do I have on my channel? A variety of things. One thing you will have noticed if you've been watching this channel is I do these 1-minute reviews. I have these little sand timers for 1 minute. Trying to talk about any book in 1 minute is quite a challenge. And these videos are scripted. The other videos I make I don't script, but if I didn't script them, I get too tongue-tied. The 1-minute reviews don't get a lot of views initially, but over time a lot of them can accredit views. I've done over 159 1-minute reviews, and of these the top 18 all have over 400 views. And I find if I talk about a Frida McFadden book, that's going to get a lot of views because she's a very popular author. Also, I find if I make it a short rather than in this landscape format, they tend to get more views. I did an experiment with Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, doing one as a short, one as landscape, and the short has over 400 views and the landscape one has 200 and something. I don't read very quickly, particularly compared to some other booktubers. I read on average about 6 books a month now. Last year I challenged myself to read 100 books in a year, and I made that, but in December, when I had 13 books left to read, it was quite stressful trying to read those 13 so I could hit the target. Thursdays now for this channel is Poetry Thursday, and I will read a poem on Thursday. This is probably more for me than it is for you. I don't analyse the poems, I don't feel qualified. I chose to read poems on Thursdays because for me, this is outside my comfort zone and I want to explore poetry. It's a very ancient form of expression. There have been poets in Roman and ancient Greek times, and the poem predates the novel by several centuries. But I don't know many books of poetry. The one I've been using quite a lot is this one, the Penguin Book of Contemporary Irish Poetry. I also have a book of Emily Bronte and some others. And then there's discussion videos. The first discussion video was about poetry. Let's talk about poetry. But since then I've done some more. Let's talk about celebrity book clubs, which was the last one. And before that, let's talk about ratings. These discussion videos I put out on either a Sunday or a Monday, and I invite comments in my show notes below. I always answer comments. If you leave a comment, I will answer it. If you leave just an emoji as a comment, I'll probably just answer with an emoji. If you leave an offensive comment, I will just delete it. But being a white cis male, I'm in a very privileged position. I don't get a lot of hate comments. If I were a black lesbian, I'm sure I'd get a lot more hate comments, because that's the nature of social media, sadly. Tags. On an earlier video I said I would be doing fewer tags. I did do a tag yesterday, and I will continue to do tags if I find interesting tags to do. Tags are about building the BookTube community, but when I ask my subscribers what type of videos they like, tags only got 2 votes, so it doesn't seem very popular with the viewers out there. Maybe with other booktubers, but I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. I welcome any comments on this video. The bookshelf tour. I did the bookshelf tour over the last 5 Saturdays. That's finished now. I don't have a lot of books. I've just got these 5 shelves here. So the tour is finished. You can look at those. Bookshelf tour part 1, part 2, etc. Short videos, that's something different. I just do random things for short videos. It's not necessarily about books. It can be like a metro train coming into the station, or somebody fishing in the street, or just anything that grabs my fancy. With the short videos, it's just things I film on my phone when I'm going around. This is a Xiaomi phone. Most of my filming I do on this. You can't see it because I'm filming with it. This is my tablet. It's a Samsung tablet. I don't have any Apple products. I did start the channel with a camera, but I found it was too noisy because the autofocus was noisy, so I stopped that. And now I do everything on the tablet, not just filming, I'm also editing now on the tablet. I used to edit on the laptop. You might have seen a change in the editing style in the past few weeks because I've moved from HitFilm Express, which I used on the laptop, and now I'm using CapCut. And CapCut is much faster. I don't know if it's better, the quality, but it's much faster, so I can put out more videos. At the start of each month, I'll put out a TBR. I find TBRs are a useful way of trying to balance what I'm reading, my personal projects, what I want to read, my NetGalley arcs, and also related to the various BookTube events going on, so I can have a selection. And I usually read most of the books on the TBR, not all of them. There's usually about 10 or 11 books on the TBR, and I might read 8 or 9. And some of the ones that I don't get to in a month, I'll read the following month. I have a couple of ongoing projects at the moment. I want to read all of Dickens' novels. I'm reading Barnaby Rudge. I'm following a readathon on Goodreads, which began on October the 13th and runs on till the beginning of December to read this. And I also have a project. I want to read 1 book in Georgian by the end of the year, and I'm reading this one, Deda Mama Rava Balshvi da Sabago Mankana. And I'm reading it slowly because my Georgian is not good, despite having lived in Georgia for 15 years. And with Georgian, there's also, I want to read Georgian books in English translation and books by Georgian writers. Like this one, The Forest of Memories by Nato Kipiani. And so far on Goodreads, I'm the only one to have reviewed this. I'd like some other people to read this, but I don't know if it's available outside Georgia. This is a problem with a lot of books published in Georgia. They're not available outside. It's published by Intellecti, which is a Georgian publisher, and a lot of these are not even available on Amazon. So, if you've followed me this far into the video. Well done, thank you. It's been a very self-indulgent video telling you about this channel. If you got any ideas for this channel, please put them in the comments. As I said, I welcome any comments. The discussion videos particularly, I want comments. I want it to be a discussion, not just me presenting my thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm interested in talking about reading to this imaginary audience. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. This will help me with the YouTube algorithm, that mysterious beast. And I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.